Chili.
This is Amish.
And we're here at Veer Union. Hey guys.
Hey, what's going down?
Hey, so I want to say, yes, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a couple of years for sure.
You guys were supposed to be back here like 2012, I want to say.
We were back we did one show in 2012 here at Aftershock.
Yeah.
It was one of the last shows that we did just before the lineup change.
Yeah, I noticed you guys sort of like fell off the face of the earth for quite a while.
It was a couple of years.
You I know we've talked recently over Facebook, and you said you did a little solo thing too, right?
I've been working on a solo record.
How has that been going?
It's been going really well, although it's been super busy, kind of just getting
everything back together.
Back together with the Veer Union, and working on a lot of new stuff with that, with the band, and so I'm definitely going to get back to it. But at this point, right now, my main focus is being out on tour and. Getting things back rocking with the Veer Union at this point.
Nice. Well, what have you been up to since you've been gone?
What haven't I been up to? I mean, I spent a lot of time in the studio, a lot of time, with the new guys, and just getting things back up and running again. A lot of people don't realize that it doesn't just happen. Like playing in a rock band, it's not just like a fun thing that you do and it just happens.
It's a lot that goes into
it. It's a ton of work.
It's a job.
No one really understands the whole behind the scenes.
Exactly.
There's a lot more than just going up, playing, and doing what you do. It's a lot of fucking work that goes into it.
Exactly. So we've just been busy as fuck, to be honest with you. Super, super busy, and but really, really excited to be back out on the road, and and as soon as we're finished out on the road, promoting the re-release of Divide the Blackened Sky, then we'll head back into the studio and hopefully be not listening to the Danger Zone. As much as I love Top Gun. I mean, exactly. It's a great movie. Anyway, moving right on.
Yeah,
so.
I wanted to ask you guys about your new deluxe edition. It has remastered tracks on there.
Remastered tracks and also 3 brand new songs.
So, what was the thought of redoing the older tracks?
It's pretty simple. We didn't really. Well, I mean, we kind of. Let me start from the beginning. We signed a really, really shitty record deal with a company called Rocket Science, and it got really, really messy.
Oh.
And anyway, needless to say, we finally got our masters back, and we got an offer from Pavement Entertainment to do a deal with them. And I said we were working on a new record, but it wasn't quite finished. And they were like, well, you know what? This new, the old record, Divide the Blackened Sky, never got to see the amount of attention that it probably deserved.
Yeah,
they really loved the record. And so I said, well, we could throw a couple of the new songs that we've been working on and maybe a B-side, which is exactly what we did, and we threw it all together, and here we are.
That's amazing. Because I've always heard where bands switch labels and sometimes they lose their music.
Yeah.
Was that a risk for you guys?
Oh, it's always a risk. It's a risk for everybody. You step into a situation and you sign a piece of paper with some person that you've never actually even met.
Yeah.
That's usually
the way it works. You don't know who they are, really.
You don't know, and you don't. Even if you know who they are, you're really only hearing secondhand information about who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So it's always the risk. But for me, first and foremost, it's always been about the music, and I've been screwed over many a time, but it's not going to stop me from trying to make the best music I possibly can.
That's good to hear. Just get back out there and do what you do best.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
And,
I try anyway.
And sitting here talking with you, you can tell you have a lot of passion for what you do. Where does it come from?
You know what? Some people, everybody's cut from a different cloth. Some people wake up in the morning and they go, they're totally happy with just working their day job, coming home to their wife and kids, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, when I wake up, and my first thought is, I need to be creative. I need to, I'm just always wanting to be creative, in whether it's music or whether it's building a prop for a stage set, whatever it is, or finding a new way to get to building a fan base. To me, it's all creative. It's the whole thing is a creative process, and that's that's the cloth that I'm cut from, you know. And I wanted to make sure that the people that I'm working with this time around are cut from the same cloth, and that's why it's taken so long for us to get to this point, because I feel like I finally found all those people. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's powerful. It really is.
Cool.
I got to hear your current single, Borderline,
Cool.
and I saw the video. Wow.
Cool.
It's good.
Cool. Thank
And
you
you
very
had
much.
Johnny from Art of Dying
Yeah.
played on it. How was that?
It's awesome. I've Johnny and I go way back. We've actually known each other for years. You know, being from the same scene in Vancouver, and we've never worked together. And just like kind of, you know, out of the blue, I was just like, well, we're doing this re-release. I want to do something a little bit different. And I called him up and I'm like, hey man, you know, we're going to re-release this record, and we always had a great feedback from the song Borderline. It should have potentially even been the first single when Divide came out, and I was like, would you want to do a guest vocal? He's like, absolutely, dude. I'm like, cool, I'll see you in Vancouver in a couple of weeks. We're going to shoot a video. And he was just like, see you then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really cool, man. I mean, such a great guy, super down to earth, and it's always great working with musicians that are super down to earth. So it was a really awesome opportunity to finally, you know, to be able to work together.
Yeah, and you collaborated with a couple other people on the album, didn't you?
Well, on the two new songs.
Yeah.
On the two new songs, I wouldn't say we collaborated, but I would just say there's two songs called, one called The Antagonist and one called No Hope Till Now, which I worked with Ryan, who's the new guitar player for the band. So, yeah.
And we're bringing new people and you're bringing a new sound.
Well, you know, yes, you do, but I think that a lot of people have a misconception of, well, you bring in new people and you have a new sound. I think a lot of the time, as an artist, you're always trying to push forward, and I think that for me, I was listening to a lot of heavier music, and I have been listening to a lot of heavier music, and I don't want to write the exact same song that I've already written in the past. You know, I'm inspired by stuff that I've been listening to, and I've been listening to a different type of music. So I think that probably has, you know, a lot to do with the sound, and then at the same time, everybody, doesn't matter whether you're playing one single note. Every single person that has that heart and soul in their playing is going to play that one single note differently.
Yep.
So even if it's the exact same note or riff or whatever, that's what I've noticed anyway.
Yeah.
In music.
And I always like the saying that music is always evolving.
Absolutely, for sure. And you know that point in time when music stops evolving, that's when as an artist you kind of sit back and go, oh, what am I doing?
Exactly.
You know, because I don't know. For me, I want to always continue to grow, push boundaries that I haven't touched.
You want to evolve from what you started with before.
Absolutely.
Just work your way.
For sure. I mean, I could go, if I wanted to, I could go back and write, 5 or 6 Into Your Gardens or Over Me's or I'm Sorry's. But I'm just not in that headspace right now. I was then when I was writing that kind of music.
Yeah.
But, as an artist now, I'm just inspired by different stuff, and I want to push it forward in different directions.
That's great. That's great. So, and you guys are on tour now. It's a fairly lengthy tour.
Yeah, I mean, we just started like a week ago, I think, and we're going to be on tour until about August 17th. We head out with Trapped, I think. What is it? Beginning of July 7th. July 7th? No.
They're coming here.
Is it July 7th?
Yeah. So Righteous is
Yeah. But so we're doing a headline tour right now with Righteous Vendetta opening up as main support, as well as Black Oxygen and Syndrome of Fire.
Yeah.
So we're doing that for about 6 weeks, and then we go out with Trap for I think about 5 weeks after that.
And awesome. And I'm curious, how did you guys come across Black Oxygen? The KC
you know
guys.
what? I've actually met those guys on the road before. We were playing. I think we were playing in Kansas City at some point in time, and so I met the guys backstage, and then we had one slot open, and our agent called and said, hey, the guys from Black Oxygen are, they're down to play this show or play this tour with us, and I'm just like, well, if we've got a slot open, why not?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they're really, really nice guys. So.
That always helps.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's nothing worse than going out with, with bands that have huge egos, and it's just like,
Yep.
so.
Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And then with long tours, you have issues like when your vehicles break down.
Like this morning.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, what happened? Like, what was going on?
Well, you know, every time it's one of those things. You're always gonna have problems. It doesn't matter even if it's brand new right off the line. You know, there's always gonna be wear and tear on a vehicle. And for us, it was there was this. We left the venue at about 2:30 last night. When what city were we in?
We were in Denver.
We were in Denver. So we left Denver about like 2:30. Engine sounded fine. About 7 a.m. this morning. We drove all night. 7 a.m. this morning, and it was just like you could hear the sound that's coming from the engine. It was just, and we're like, okay, we're probably not going to make it to this gig.
Yeah.
So luckily they pulled over, and we happened to be like 4 blocks away from a Napa, and yeah, the guy checked it out. And, I guess a bunch of bearings went in our compressor that runs the air conditioning.
Yeah.
Now, if we would have not fixed it, it would have heated up so bad to the point where our fan belt would have broken. And then if we wouldn't notice that our fan belt was broken, the next thing you know, our engine would have overheated. Next thing you know, we could have blown our gaskets in our engine. We could have blown our entire engine just based on the fact that
been completely screwed for only God knows how long.
Exactly. So we're grateful that you know, the guys pulled over when they did, and we got it fixed, and we still made it to the gig. So,
and how do you handle those situations? Like,
we all scream at each other, and then we have like crazy arm wrestles, and then and then hugs. Yeah, and then hugs.
Then you hug it out.
No, it's every single time it's a little bit different, but you start as everybody is starting to realize it's just part of the job.
Yeah.
Being able to deal with the most stressful situations every single time.
You're out on the road for so long. Like, how does it affect like your personal lives back home with family and all that? Like,
well, we always miss our families, and you know, I think that this is the first time actually I personally have ever been out on tour where every single person in the band is single. Not one person in this band actually has a super steady girlfriend.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Yeah.
Now that you think of it, it's just like...
I literally never even realized that until right now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Good talk.
So that's gotta help.
Yeah, no, the girlfriend scenario sometimes can be a little bit difficult for guys in the band, you know. But we don't have to deal with that, so we're good.
There you go.
We're free. Exactly. Yeah.
So, I know it's been a while since you've been on the road, but what's something you've learned from the last tour that you know maybe not to do this go round, or you know to do better?
I would definitely say that we're always learning. We're always learning, but I would say probably the biggest thing is if you don't want to be out here, then you shouldn't be doing it. If you don't have a passion for music and have a passion for being on the road, then you shouldn't be doing it. Exactly. Pack it in, go get a day job. You know, for me, it's always been about that interaction between, you know, people looking up and singing the lyrics and connecting with the music. I don't care whether it's 10 people, 100 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people. It's all about the connection. And when people are connecting with music, then to me it was worth going the distance.
That's awesome. So you've got your new deluxe edition coming out in a few days. Yep. So is there works for an actual album?
There is. We actually have already a bunch of stuff worked on and written for a new record. And so as soon as we're finished promoting this record, we're going to go into the studio and we're going to start recording that record. And it's going to be cool. I think we're going to be experimenting and going in different directions that we've never gone before. And some of the stuff that we've already written is, I can comfortably say it's pretty fucking killer. So,
I'm so excited.
I'm going to be on the edge of my seat for quite a while.
Awesome.
So.
Awesome. Yeah.
Pretty killing me. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, anything else going on that you'd like to talk about? Or let us know.
Well, I think that pretty much covers it. I mean, you know, we're just excited to be back out on tour. It's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. I was going to say.
Yeah, and we're excited we made it to the gig,
Yeah.
and you know, playing at Aftershock tonight, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a hell of a show.
Totally.
I'm excited.
Totally. I do think I just heard actually that we might be back here the 23rd with
I
Chap,
think I
believe.
saw a ticket with
Yeah, I
your
know
name
Chad's
on
coming
it.
back. Chad's coming the 23rd. So.
Yeah.
And I
So-
think your name was right below theirs.
Well, I mean,
The
that'd be
ticket.
really weird if we weren't here then.
Right?
That means there's another band called the Veer Union, which would be pretty fucking
And you
weird.
might want to go kick their ass.
That could end pretty badly.
Totally. Someone's gonna have to go down. So it could be a street fight here the next time. Yeah, on the 23rd. So look out for that.
All right.
Veer Union against Veer Union. Someone's gonna die.
I love it. It could be one of those cage fights.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so
No
much.
problem.
It's been
Thank you
awesome.
guys.